Skyrim VR, where to start, rent or buy? Because I got some emails and messages. People want to know what I think about it. Did I love it? Did I hate it? I'm not going to post all the gameplay. I really went to bed late. I played on my own. It is still one of my favorite RPG of all time. And I always had the setup of my 3-screen computer that I could see in third screen. But I was so immersive. I'm like, I wish one day I could be inside of Skyrim, like to play inside and really feel it. Well, that day came true with the Skyrim VR, and Bethesda did an awesome job. I got some negative points, but I just want to point them out. You can play with the PlayStation Move controller, but I hate the fact of pointing to move forward. I just don't like that. You can swing your sword, block with your shield and everything. It's pretty cool. But playing with the DualShock is the best way to go. You have the good old controls and you can just move your head around and play. And you can aim. When you're doing bow and arrow, you can aim with your head, right? So it points where you're going to shoot, which is really epic. I just love it so much. You're in the world, yes, and it's super beautiful. But from a distance, it is blurry. And I can't play more than an hour. After that, I get sick. My motion depthness in real life gets messed up. We had this story when we were kids back in the 90s when the virtual reality came out. You know, people were saying stories about your depthness, like the distance of stuff is so messed up after you play too much that one guy. I always loved that story, but I got played last night and I felt it, and it was really wrong. One guy would drink a glass of water and he would put it on his forehead, right? Because all his motion distance and the whatever you call it, depth, however far it is. Sorry, I'm French. Gotta practice more English dictionary words. Anyways, as I was saying, last night I stopped playing. I was playing for an hour, then I stopped playing for an hour. Make sure you drink a lot of water and you had your supper or dinner or whatever before you play. After an hour, I went up, took a glass of water, and I didn't even notice. It was around midnight. No, I don't do drugs or anything. I wanted to drink my glass of water. I put it right here. Like, this is the distance. And I went like that. No lies. So it really messes up with your senses. I'm just saying. I'm like, ooh, I got sick too playing it. So that's the hard part for me. It's not everything. Everybody's the same way they play. We all have different body types and everything. But after an hour, I can't play more than an hour, which sucks. For me, I just love how it looks and everything. But the other negative point is whatever is close to you see fine, but so far graphically, further away, like your first village you go to, you're standing on the mountain, right? You're looking at the village. Well, everything from a distance is really blurry and hard on the eyes. I wish they would make it sharper. But even though with all this, getting sick and my distance being messed up, it gets fixed back after a couple of minutes. But it was weird, and I really liked it. If it's the only way to be inside of Skyrim, I just love everything. The gameplay, the graphics, the sound, the music. It is an epic masterpiece game. But to be able to play in it, to really feel it, it's quite exquisite. You have more precision doing bow and arrow also, and I really like it. Even though I get sick and I can't play more than an hour, and I gotta take a break, you know, it's the way to play it. It's legal. I do consider also, I'm just saying, the library of the PlayStation VR is, you know, it's very, very thin, and we don't have many good games. We got Resident Evil, Must Buy, Must Own for VR, Rush of Blood, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, and then I can declare finally the king of all immersiveness of all games we have so far. This is Must Buy, Must Own. I'm gonna put this one because of Skyrim, because of the hours of gameplay you can have in this, This game has no end. It's like a dream come true for VR. Graphically, it looks awesome. I'm just talking about how further away it looks really blurry and it's hard to look, so make sure you look in front of you and not too far. You're gonna get sick off of that too. For me, maybe not you, but honestly, must own, must buy. It is by far the top title to own with your PlayStation VR. Until Doom VR comes out, I hope they fix the blurriness of further away stuff. Maybe it's the VR is not strong enough. But yes, must own, must buy the Skyrim VR. It's there. It's in the top 3 VR game you need to own. But this, right off the bat, just buy this for your VR. And you will finally have a full dollar value and experience of a great game. Very well ported. It's just epic. It's really epic to be inside and to walk around and look at everything. You just sit down. I went to play in the waterfalls and I was swimming, and at some point I was jumping off mountain and was holding my breath. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get hurt. It's really realistic and awesome. Just go ahead and play with DualShock. Let me know, but must own, must buy. It is in the top 3 PlayStation VR titles for sure. If it's not number 1 now, I think it is my number 1. Even though my body can take it, but I haven't played in a while and I gotta get used to it. Motion sickness, the more you play, the more the motion sickness and your body gets used to it. It goes away, for me. But now I can only do an hour a day and I still want to finish the whole campaign and everything. Really awesome job. Very well ported, I gotta say. It's not, like, I was afraid people would say, oh, the graphics are super ugly. No, it actually looks very beautiful up close and everything. When you go in dungeons and everything, it's fine. But when you're outside and looking super further away, like in the bushes, in the forest, and looking at the mountains, it's kind of blurry. Just saying. Dungeons, most of the games you play in dungeons and caves and, you know, castles and stuff, so you'll be fine. Just talking about the open world. And fighting a dragon is quite epic with this. And you'll see. It's just a very well ported masterpiece. Must own, must buy for any VR owner. It's got to be your first title. If you're going out now is the time to buy a VR. Now it is with this. Really good.